So you're ready to create a payment plan for one of your products or courses that you have within Kajabi. And it's super easy to do in this account here. This is my test account. And so it is just the basic level. So anything that you see me doing here, you can do on the free trial, 30-day trial. You can find that in the description below. Or if you have the lowest payment or lowest plan within Kajabi, you'll be able to do anything that I show you within this account. So when you log into Kajabi on the left-hand side here, you'll see all your options and you're going to click the drop down for sales and then click offers. From there, come over to the right-hand side and click new offer. We will just create a name. This is one of my products. We'll just do a test and then payment plan. And then we're just going to select the plan. One thing to note here is if you are doing some kind of sale or you're going to bundle a lot of your products together, this is a great way to do it instead of going into your courses and trying to create automations and whatnot or different setups. It's really easy to do it this way because you would just come in and select whatever is in this bundle that they can purchase for a special, Black Friday deal or whatnot. But for the sake of this one, we're just going to choose one because we're making a payment plan. And then we're going to click continue. It's a paid program. And since this is a payment plan, we are going to do multi-pay. Now, this course itself is a membership. So if I was doing a membership, I would do a subscription, but I'm showing you guys how to do the payment plan here. So let's say this product was $1,000 and I'm creating a 3-month payment plan. I'm just going to put what, that cost divided by 3 in here. Now, some people, they use different strategies where they would do $400 so that you're getting $1,200 in total because they're on a payment plan. In my business, I charge the exact same regardless if it's a one-time payment or a multi-pay plan. Now, that strategy is up to you and what your audience wants, what works best for them. For me, I feel good about this, and so this is how I do it for my business. But you're welcome to pick the price that feels good. Now, if you are somewhere else, you'll want to choose the currency that majority of your clients are in. Majority of my clients are in America, so I'm choosing USD. It's easier and it saves us more money to make sure that the currency we are selecting is the currency our clients are paying with. Now, if you do have a worldwide audience, you can make different offers and have different currencies in here. For this, the number of payments, that's the amount of times they're going to pay this amount. So if it's a $1,000 product, here's my payment plan. This is their monthly payment. I'm going to put 3 because it'll be just a little over $1,000 in the end. Now the billing interval, I'm going to put every month because they're going to pay this each month for 3 months. Now you can set up weekly if you really want to, or yearly if it's a very long program. I think pretty much all of mine are all monthly payments. And then you select your payment type. So I prefer Kajabi payments, but you can also use Apple Pay or Google Pay in here. I don't have, on this account, I don't have any of these selected, but you could look into setting those up as well. We'll click continue there. Now, in the next section, you can also change this, so don't worry too much about this. But you can put your branding colors in here because we do want it when they go to a landing page or a sales page and then they go click to checkout, we want it to still look the same so that they know they didn't go to some random site after clicking that, sign me up button, that they're still on your site. Okay, and then you can put whatever you want in this button here. So this button text is going to appear over here on the right hand side. It's what they're going to click to make their purchase. You can get creative like this, or keep it very basic. Whatever works for you and your branding and your voice. Just make sure it is very clear that when they click this button, they are going to be investing in whatever it is you're selling. We don't want something so vague here that it's, like next steps. Well, if I have next steps, it's not clear to them that they are making this payment and that, we might get back charges on that. And so we want to make sure whatever is in this box is very clear. Now, for the checkout fields, I like to get the name for email marketing and whatnot. If you need an address, if you're sending out something physical, or if you're sending text messages to your clients about, reminders for their one-on-one calls, there's different options here based on what you need. Now, the service agreement is going to be defaulted to not required. I always require this, and there's two different options. You can have the default text, which we will see in the next portion of this video. I personally use a custom text, which I will show you when we get to that section. So we'll click Save and Finish. And now here is your offer. It's live, it's ready. It's not ready because we still need to edit it, but technically someone could make a purchase through this because it is live. If you don't want it live yet, you would just click on draft and click save up here above. Now, if you don't want to have the title be payment plan, if maybe all of your offers have payment plans and you don't do a one-time payment, then that's fine. You could even put it down here so that you internally know that this is your payment plan, or maybe you have like 3-pay and then you have a 6-pay. So you could have that in there just so that you or your team can see, how much money is coming through each of these different offers. And then we're going to go into ChatGPT. We're going to create a description for our product. If you've been creating a lot of your content with the AI should already be able to really create this description for you and understand what your product is all about. We always want to have an image for social share, so we'll just pick a random image there. You can begin access at a specific date. So let's say this is a live coaching program. I have one coming up in April. I could go in here and say they don't actually get access until April 22nd. And that's fine. A lot of my programs, they begin right away. So it's up to you on how you do that. Make sure that any of these changes that you're making, you click save after. Now, and you can restrict for a number of days if that is something that works for the program or the course that you are selling. So after they purchase, here's what happens. The default is they're just going to go right into their library. They will get an email from Kajabi if they don't have an account yet, and that will give them the login information. But if you want something else, you can grab this drop down here and go to an existing landing page or a custom thank you page. I personally make landing pages for all of my thank yous, all my post purchases here, because I like to give them resources that I didn't tell them they were going to get. So there's going to be additional trainings and templates and guides and all of this stuff on my thank you page as kind of that wow factor, because I love to over deliver and give people more than they thought they were going to receive when they made the purchase. If you're just starting out and you don't have time to make this, or you're just quickly throwing an offer together to send out in an email, it's fine if they go to their product library. But eventually it is good to find ways to really support your clients, and I think this is a great way to do it. Then so this is the default email that's going to go out from Kajabi with the purchase information. You can write a custom email. I often do this. What I do is I copy this section here, I throw this into Kajabi and have Kajabi write the email for me, because ChatGPT, because I have taught ChatGPT how to speak like me, and it understands my brand voice and knows that I like to provide different information and like the quick, wins that they can start doing right now. And so I create all custom emails for my post-purchase emails, but it's up to you what you want to do. I do not recommend none. So you should either have a default email or a custom email go out. And then you can click here and you can set up automations so we can say offer is purchased. I always set up additional automations for offers granted because I do giveaways and I want them to have the same experience. But for now, just leave it as offer is purchased. You can also set ones up for, if the payment failed, you can have an email go out letting them know, or if this is, let's say we went back to the $1,000 product, maybe their credit card didn't go through. So maybe in that follow-up email, we're going to email them about our payment plan so they know that is available for them. So we'll just leave this here just for the sake of this tutorial. So then after the offer is purchased, I'm going to subscribe them to an email sequence. Now, when I do this, it's going to give me a drop down of all of the email sequences I have created, and I'll do another video on how to create those email sequences. But what I like to have is an email sequence, an onboarding client success experience sequence already set up so that when they purchase this, they go into the sequence. It's going to help them take action so they start implementing right away. Even if, like with my course that's going live in April, I have this start right away because there's things they can do leading up to our start date that are going to help them have success and help them have those quick wins and keep them motivated and keep them involved. Because it's easy to lose people if you do have, a date that you're restricting access to in the future. It's easy for them to sign up and then just check out. And we really want to keep our clients engaged so that they actually, are part of the course or the coaching program, whatever it is that we've created. So after we subscribe them to the email sequence, we're going to click save. And it doesn't like this because I didn't actually, we'll just go pick a random email sequence. Okay. So we're going to say save. And we're now going to go to edit checkout. And this is where we're going to design our checkout page. Now in here, you can click on different aspects of it. On the left-hand side, it's going to pop up some information. So like this banner, you can make the banner tall or short. You can pick an image and upload that you've created in Canva to make this look how you like. Or if you don't have an image, you can unclick this little box so there is no banner. Now, one thing to note when you're editing your offer page here is that you won't see changes on the right-hand side until you click save at the top. So there, because I unclicked the banner button, my banner is now gone. You can add your logo. Again, another place that you can edit the text of your button here. I'm going to go ahead and select my brand color so the button matches my page. Now this right here, I just chose a random image I have in Kajabi, but this would usually be the logo for the course that they are purchasing, and just gives them a little bit more assurance that they're purchasing the right thing. So here in page content, so you can either, side note, you can go here and pick the different aspects, or you can click on this right-hand side and it'll take you to where it is in the list here. Now, again, I'm going to take this whole layout here and put this in a Kajabi, or sorry guys, ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to outline this for me because my ChatGPT knows about all the products that I'm creating, and it's just going to write it for me. Again, I've taught my ChatGPT my brand voice, so I do still have to edit a little bit, but it gets pretty close in the first try. You can add a video, you could choose a different file, and you can add testimonials. We're back to the design. The form fields, if we didn't select something else, like let's say, oh, I actually wanted to collect their address and I wanted to collect their phone number, or if you have custom information that you need to know that's specific for your business, you can add custom fields here. And then we would save it. You'll see that our form here now has added the information we have requested. All right. And then you can just update some information. If they're already a client of yours, do you want them to log in or not? And again, here's that service agreement. So my custom service agreement that I mentioned is very similar to like what is written here, except for I link my terms and conditions page and I link my privacy policy page because those are really important to protect us as business owners. Now, if you don't have a privacy policy or a terms and conditions page, I'm going to link below a really affordable option for you to get copies of those that are written by a lawyer, and you just have to go in and edit, your business information, give it a read through, and then you will be much more protected. Now, if you don't want to go that route, you can hire a lawyer to write this for you. But I personally love the one that is linked below. But again, I'm not a lawyer, so you have to do what's best for your business. So we'll just leave that on required for right now. And then you can change some things if you want the checkout form at the bottom or at the top when it's a mobile device. And then you can add a menu at the bottom. This is going to be based on how you have these set up. Maybe it goes to your home page, maybe it goes to your YouTube or, whatnot. So we'll click save there and we can see. So now you can see the footer menu. It has my terms and conditions, privacy policy, and becoming an affiliate. Again, even though these are linked down here, I would still have them linked in this box just for my own personal business. You can leave it here if you would like. And then we can add an order bump. So one order bump, I have a template vault. And then I would put the description here. And so what an order bump is when they're purchasing this program, I can say, for $27 more, you get access to over 500 templates. And it's just a way to add a little bit more revenue to each purchase that's coming through. So when I save this, you'll see what it looks like. So now when they come to my checkout page, they're going to read all about my program. They're going to see, okay, it's 3 monthly payments of $334. They're going to fill out their information. They're going to hopefully subscribe to the email list. This gets complicated in Kajabi if they don't do this because remember we added that automation where they're going to get that client email sequence to help them with their quick wins. If they don't subscribe to our email list, they're not going to get that. So I do like to put a note in the description here to please subscribe so that you receive all course information. Because if they don't subscribe, they're not going to get all the information and not have the same experience as those who do. And so from there, they're going to agree to my terms and conditions. And then they have the option for $27 more. Obviously, you'd want to use ChatGPT to make this a little bit more interesting, but they'll be able to click here and add that and it'll update their price. So now they can see, okay, I have 3 monthly payments of this. I'm also buying the template vault for online entrepreneurs, and my first payment is $361. Their next payment will only be $334 because they're not buying this every single month. Okay, so here we can go preview what our page looks like. Make sure we like it, and then click here to get the link. And this is the link that you would use to link maybe in your emails that you're sending out or your social media, a landing page, whatnot. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. I would love if you would subscribe to my page. And I do have a link for a 30-day free trial to Kajabi as well as those legal templates below.